RoughRiders finish up a homestand against the Corpus Christi Hooks, and we're joined by the manager of the RoughRiders, Jason Wood. And Jason, the great thing about baseball is you can have a ball game on Friday, which is, of course, as low as a feeling as you can get, but you can follow it up less than 24 hours and come away with a huge win for this team.
Absolutely. What happened on Friday was tough to see, but it's something that hasn't really happened a lot this year, if any, that I can remember, throwing a 9-spot up by the opposing team, Corpus, against us, and then I think we threw a total of 62 pitches in that inning. So that's something that was rough, not only for our pitching staff but as our team. But nice to see him bounce back last night. It didn't look good early, but with the fact of him throwing a no-hitter and them being up 1-0 in the 7th inning was something to be said for. We were still in the game, and we were kind of right where we wanted to be, being down 1-0, bottom of the 7th, the top of the order coming up, and it worked out for us.
Right after the top half ended, we noticed that you gathered really all the hitters around in the dugout. Share us a little bit of what the message was to those guys before the bottom of the 7th came out.
Not much. It was just basically what I just spoke about is, hey, we're down 1-0, we're getting no hit, and you know what? It's really not that bad. We're right where we want to be. Like I said, we've got the top of the order coming up. Somebody get up on top of that plate, look for a fastball you can drive, and make something happen. And credit to what these guys did. They got out there and got after it, and we were able to punch across a couple runs just enough and win that ball game.
It seemed like that was unusual for something like that to happen during a game. Is that something that you've done before, gather up all the guys while the game is still going on and have a little bit of a mini powwow like that?
Absolutely not. It was just a feel. I had a feel last night that something needed to be done and something needed to be said, and if anybody's going to do it, I think that the head skipper of the team should step in there, and it was quick. It wasn't real vocal, but the point got across and brought a little bit of energy, something that we hadn't had in the first 7 innings of the game. So no credit to myself at all, credit to these kids 100%, but it was nice to see them fight through this.
Credit to the guys who did it, but it's nice to see something like that pay immediate dividends with a walk and a single to the first 2 batters. And I'm sure those 2 guys that you had up there were 2 guys that you really want up there in Cantwell and Herrera.
Yeah, if I had anybody other than my leadoff hitter in Grayson leading off that inning, I wanted it to be Cantwell. That's a guy that can take a hit by pitch, who probably leads the league in hit by pitches. He can lay down a bunt, and he can find a way to get on base, and that's what he did. And that was nice to see. And Odubel come up there and flip that base hit up there. Then that broke their momentum. The no hitter out of the way, and here we are, first and second with 3-4 up. I know that 3-4 didn't work at that time, but I wouldn't want to have anybody else up there at that time.
From what you saw of the first 6 innings of that ball game, what made Davinsky so effective against you?
The changeup. Effective fastball, worked quick, but that changeup he threw in any time in the count, and it had some serious depth to it. And we were trying to figure out whether it was a split, a straight change, or what it was. But whatever it was, he threw it with confidence. He threw it often, and he did a really good job with it and kept us off balance.
The tempo seemed to be a big part of his effectiveness as well. Were guys talking between innings, hey, take a few extra moments, get outside the box, try and slow up his rhythm? As
we went deeper into the game, 5th inning or so, I heard a few guys talk about it, and it's not something that's a problem with Odubel. It takes him a while to get in the box anyways, but he was a guy that could stop it, and I think Trevor tried to stop it a little bit. But they were aware that his momentum and his tempo was at an extremely high pace, and he was very comfortable doing that, so we had to stop it somehow, and I think we did just in the right time.
Here with RoughRiders manager Jason Wood. Friday night, as you said, 9 runs in the 9th inning. After something like that happens, do you address the team? Do you wait until the next day? Do you let them cool off? Or do you just treat it as any other loss and maybe just bring attention to the finer points of what needs to improve based on what happened in that game?
I didn't really think that I needed to reiterate what went on in that 9th inning. I think everybody that walked into this clubhouse after that defeat felt the pain and the struggles that we went through that 9th inning. I let it play out and just went about our business on the next day, and we had a good work day yesterday. Made a point to talk to the guys about some things we need to improve on, and that's something that we did, and we just, kept our heads up, hung high, and just got after it again last night.
One of the workhorses for this team in terms of the pitching staff, Alec Asher, is running into a little bit of a rut with his last few performances. Do you see it as maybe more of a mid-season fatigue thing, or is it just teams seeing him multiple times and making the adjustment?
I don't see a fatigue. I see his work pattern, his work ethic, day in and day out, and I see a strong Alec Asher prepared every time he goes to the mound for his start every 5th day. And that's something I saw at him last year. So I give him credit for his work ethic, and he does a really good job of that. He just hadn't been making the pitches that he had been earlier in the year. He knows it. He's filling up the strike zone, and maybe he's filling it up a little too much. And these guys are getting comfortable in there. So I think maybe changing his game plan a little bit, maybe changing his sequence of pitches, that he's going to be okay. And he has seen Corpus a few times. He's seen San Antonio a few times, so he's going to see them again. So that's just the way the schedule is. That's the way this league is. A 4-team division. You're going to run into an offense quite a bit. So hopefully Alec will bounce back, and we'll get him right back on the right track.
Last week we talked a little bit about the 3 new guys that joined the team outside of the organization in Hamron, Downs, and Wise. And I'll tell you what a way to make an introduction to yourself, not knowing anybody in the entire organization. JT Wise with the big base hit last night, but also the fact that he's got an RBI, 7 RBI in 6 games. He's reached base safely in all 6 games that he's played. That helps make the acclimation process a little bit easier, right, when you're that productive.
It does. And it couldn't come at a better time. Losing the likes of Rua, Smolinski, even Aducci and Soto, who we knew weren't going to be here for very long, but to be able to slip Wise in the middle of the lineup, knowing that he's got production and he's going to give us production, is nice to see. And to see the 2 of them, he and Mr. Hamron last night, and Wise win the game for us. Nice added additions this last week we've gotten.
And today you've got Wise behind the plate for the first time, so he's gotten basically a week to get to know the pitchers that he's going to be catching.
Yeah, no worries whatsoever. I've talked to his manager that he played for in independent ball. He says he does a good job behind the plate. He's a professional. He's been in Double-A, and he knows what to do. So he's been out there catching some bullpens and catching these guys, so I think he should have a good night with Claudio tonight.
Well, Jason, congratulations on the big win last night. Best of luck out there in the series finale.
All right, Alex, thanks a lot.
That's RoughRiders manager Jason Wood. We're back right after this here on the Frisco RoughRiders Baseball Network.